Hey YouTubers, Starfire here. So I'm finally getting around to doing the Supernatural review from this week. I will be doing Supernatural season 11, episode 11, I think. Let me check. Yeah, season 11, episode 11. Called Into the Mystic. Cool title for an episode. So yeah, we know that Lucifer is using Cass as his vessel, and the thing about it is that Cass actually gave the okay for that, which is pretty messed up. But I think that he did because he felt like he couldn't do much the way that he was before, and that girl that he talked to, told him that they were expendable, and so he wanted to help in a way that he couldn't before. And even though Lucifer is bad, and it's bad that he's out of the cage, he can help them stop the darkness. He's one of the only ones that can. So, as much as it's weird that Cass is doing that, I understand why he did it and his intentions for that. So yeah. And then, let me see. Oh, the episode focused on people that they heard a shrieking sound, and they were being killed. After they heard that, strange music would play, and then the shrieking would happen, and only certain people would hear it. Well, it turned out that the victims of it were people that were vulnerable. So if you were in a vulnerable state, or you were having a moment of vulnerability, this creature would come after you. And so that's what was happening to these people. They were vulnerable at that moment, and this creature preyed on them. So I thought it was actually really interesting, and the woman in the nursing home, Mildred, who's played by Dee Wallace, who was in the movie E.T., she was a very interesting woman, and I liked how she had a crush on Dean. That was pretty funny. Who wouldn't, though? Seriously? Alright, so the next thing that I have is Dean trying to get Sam's mind off what is going on and focus on a case instead. So, like he always usually does, when Sam's going through something, he always tries to get him to focus on the case that they get. If they get a new case, he tries to get him to focus on that and not worry about other stuff. But it's still going to be there, even if he forgets about it for a little while. It's still going to have to be dealt with at some point. And Sam's also having some guilt for the fact that he didn't go and rescue Dean from purgatory, and he is having a hard time forgiving himself for that. But then Dean tells him that he had already forgiven him, and he's not upset about it. So that was a nice moment between them. In all the scenes where Dean was talking to Cass, I don't think that he realized that he was Lucifer. At least he doesn't know that yet, but I think he does think something's a little off and things are kind of weird. So we'll probably see him find out soon. Maybe within next week's episode or the following week or something. What do you guys think? Do you think that he knows or has an idea of something being off? Because he did mention that something was off. But do you think that he would even think of the possibility of Cass being the devil? Like, seriously, I don't think he would. And he's going to be really pissed when he finds out. Because then he's not going to want to work with him. And he doesn't even know everything that went down with Sam when he got put back in the cage with Lucifer, so yeah. I feel like Dean is always being lied to, which sucks. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so in the beginning of the episode, there's this couple, and there's a baby. Well, this creature that goes after the vulnerable goes after the woman and the husband. Sorry. And the woman's trying to save the baby. Well, the creature tries to get the baby, and the mother, in saving her, cuts her hand open and touches something, and it makes the creature disappear. But because of the loud shrieking, it caused the baby to be deaf because her ears started bleeding. Well, when Sam and Dean go to investigate, there's this woman who's working at this retirement home who's deaf, and she tells them, and it turns out that she's the baby from the beginning of the episode who went deaf from that. So she's trying to help. She's kind of doing her own mission of trying to find this creature because it killed her parents. And at first she's kind of skeptical of Sam and Dean, but then she helps them. So I thought that was kind of a cool connection of how that connected. I mean, they do that a lot on Supernatural, but it just was interesting how it connected with her being the baby from the beginning of the episode to now. So, and then Dean being vulnerable, because when Mildred's talking to him, she's talking to him about happiness and kind of, when was the last time you stopped to just look at the sunset? And, he kind of is open about some things with her, and it makes him vulnerable. Well, the creature starts to kind of go after him, and so they all have to try to save him before it kills him. And when Sam asked him why the Banshee, which is what the creature is, went after him, he's just like, oh, you're overthinking it. It just thought this and all that stuff, and he lies to Sam again, but there was a real reason why it went after him. We all know that. What do you guys think, though? What are your thoughts about why it did? I just want to know what you guys think. I really liked Mildred's line about happiness, though, where she said that, as long as you follow your heart and you do what you feel is right, then, something to that effect, then you'll be happy. I wish I knew it line for line, but I don't right now. I should have probably written it down. But yeah, I think that it's getting really good. I think that, once everything starts getting found out with Cass being Lucifer and everything that went down with Sam, and then, why the Banshee went after Dean and all that stuff, we're gonna get some really good things coming up, I think, because one of the episodes is Don't You Forget About Me or something, which I think is this coming Wednesday's episode, and then the following one is Love Hurts or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I liked the episode a lot. It's very good. Hopefully I went more in depth this time and talked more about things. Yeah. I can't think of anything else to say. Yeah, I liked it. It was one of your close to normal supernatural episodes. It was good. I liked seeing that girl help them. I liked, that they had crushes on Sam and Dean and stuff like that. So it was fun. That kind of added the comic stuff to the episode, or the comic relief to the episode. But yeah. So that is my review. I think we're gonna see a lot of really good stuff in future episodes coming up, especially with Cass because of him being Lucifer now, and then of course all the Sam and Dean stuff like we normally see. But yes, I think we're all in for some really great stuff. But we always are with Supernatural for the most part. So as always, leave comments, feedback. Thank you for watching, and until next time, carry on, my wayward son.